Review with us what they chose, and maybe a little bit about why they chose it, and I'm going to ask them some questions too as we go around. The first player, the first collector, if you will, chose to do this as a couple, which I thought was really interesting. I suggested then they might want to do it separately and then compare and see if, sort of like a dating game contest. Could they? But in this case, they're going to see if they must have agreed at some level. So the first group. Here's the reveal. It's Susan Mandl and Seth Oser. So Seth, I'm going to go ahead and cycle through. So I'm going to show the works, and if you want to just take a minute to talk about it. They chose 9 works for their collection, and they found them at 2 venues. There you go.
Okay, so this was one of my choices. I love Robin Whiteman. She spoke here, was a week ago or so. Anyway, she's just a fascinating artist. And I can't see, I made a price list.
So the price is listed here. This is the price of the work, and that's what's left in the budget.
Okay, oh, good, okay. So I wound up picking only 3 pieces that were much more expensive than what Seth picked. For me, it's more about just an X factor where I see something and I immediately react to it. And this was one of the pieces that happened to me. Oh, also, every scene on this, but I think I would have chosen that anyway.
Okay. Next.
Okay, so this was another one this one's in the corner over there. And it turns out this is Harry Rosen, and we actually own one of Harry Rosen's works. I didn't realize it, but Seth had bought a 6x6 for Harry Rosen, and he's very, very good at what he does. I just love the whole, what can I say? What else can you say about this? It kind of says it all. Anything I have to say about this piece would be redundant, I think.
Well, this piece has a political story to tell about. Not that you have to talk about that particular aspect of it, but do you collect works that have a more of a political message, or is this not common for you?
Done so.
Myself.
Yeah, and
we're
your
talking about, but we're talking about other people's work. No, I don't normally.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So this was Carol Arcolano, and I just was hit immediately. This was from Main Street in Clifton Springs, and this is not a good slide of it, but the colors were just vibrant. And I just loved the composition, and it sang for me.
This actually made both of it.
Ah,
Yeah, this was the only one.
The one crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was mine. And it just spoke to me. I like the stark colors and the distorted face and expression. Kind of reminds me of what I feel like when I wake up in the mornings. This one, Diurnal O'Keefe's Mountain. I love the texture of the encaustic. I love the gradation of the color, and it kind of reminds me of being out west. We were in Utah a couple years ago, and we were there in early October, I think it was, and it snowed, and the sky was like really deep blue that you never see here. It's really stands out, and that reminded me of that. This one, this photograph really grabbed me. We've both seen this before at a previous show that was here, I believe. I love its subtle use of color, and to me it truly personifies the phrase "black is beautiful." This was a wall hanging fabric and found objects from Main Street, and I really liked it. It was kind of reminded me of some Asian art that I've seen. Just thought it was really cool. Yeah, this one, I like the way the image was created using printed material, especially being a former printer. And I can't imagine the time it took to find and place and assemble all this. It really kind of struck me.
And this is here also, this is in the show.
Yeah.
This show.
And this is from here also. I was struck by this image of a woman looking up, seeking answers to questions that can't be answered. It just evoked a lot of emotions in me.
So in their case, they of the $10,000 they spent almost all of it, about $9,700. Their average is about $1,000 per piece on average. Some of the pieces were higher and some were lower.
Yeah, we started at about, when we had took all the photographs, we were at about 30,000. So we had to cut way down.
So I have a theory that it's whatever price range you're looking at, it's the one that's a little bit more than you really like. So you said that you didn't really have a theme associated with what you were purchasing, but when you look back, do you recognize anything in particular? Was there something about what you purchased you think, oh, that's interesting? This is one of my favorite games that I play myself.
I realized that I had picked 3 women.
Oh,
Images of
interesting.
3 women.
Very interesting.
You like women?
Any other observations? How about, what were the things about the game you thought were awkward or didn't really work or you struggled with?
We didn't agree with each other.
Okay.
And there was a lot to choose from, and it was hard to pare it down to, to get it down within limits.
How did you pare it down?
Pardon?
How did you pare it down?
On a spreadsheet.
You come back and you look at all your photos and you go, can I live without this? Do I really, really want this? And it was the Carolina line. If I was going to pick one of those 3, just because it just is gorgeous.
I'm glad you mentioned it. Were there things here that, if the circumstances were right, you would purchase for your own collection? You have other objects in your collection. You've seen it. So do you feel like there are things here you would happily bring into your home? Or is this really a new growth for you as a collector?
Well, I think if we had room in our home to put up more,
There you go. Okay.
that would be.
$10,000.
Well, we were hoping to win this to get the.
I didn't mention this. The game is really not set up for winners and losers. It really is more about exploration. Let's go on. Yeah.
Lou did you have a question?
Well, yeah, just a quick question / comment. Knowing your feelings about Donald Trump, I'm a little bit surprised to see you might spend even hypothetical virtual money on that artwork and then live with it.
Yeah.
And you talk about, is there, this is a joke,
Yeah.
but there's something serious about buying an artwork because of its comment versus or wanting to live with that artwork.
Right.
And this, for me, is illustrative of that complex
Yeah, that's a
decision.
really good observation, because over time, when you have a collection and have lived with certain pieces for years and years and years, it occurred to me that we should do another follow-up to this game, we call it Fancy Wall Space. Because that's what grabbed it.
Well, I do have one question. When you actually do purchase a piece, is there like a veto power?
Between the two of them, as a couple.
Or something,
The discussion is always about where would we put it? What would we take down? But if either of us